Hi, and welcome to day 20 of Inktober Tangles challenge. Today, another flower tangle or floral tangle. It's Gilgo by Daniel de Palma Mabanta CZT. And I'm thinking, of course, of adding it somewhere here. Again, maybe the stem can intertwine with the letters and then it can grow towards the top. But for that to happen, and I know I said that I would do it before, but I just didn't, I will do the outline of at least letter R. So the first of my auras is the one that I will ink in with black, and then the other one will remain without any ink. And yeah, this is it. So now I will start growing my tangle, or maybe I will start with the flower, but I want to zoom in before I do that. And I will add it somewhere here. So the tangle starts with a couple of orbs. It starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 orbs, and then you add the petals, which are almost like, at least for me, they seem like they're similar to heart shapes. And the third one, and then a set of 2 on the opposite side. And you know, it doesn't need to look anything in particular, and I'm sure that yours will be different than mine. So now that you did this, you add another set of basically little petals on top of the first one, and I'm just rotating my tile because I'm starting the next one always kind of a little bit hidden behind the previous one. Well, there it is. And then if you want to embellish it with a little fold, you can do that too. So add folds, and maybe you know it because it's something that we do with doodles or maybe with poke leaves. And then another thing that I usually do with flower shapes is these little flicks, because this is also a place where you would probably apply the shades. And then I think I will add a little bit of dark in the middle, bottom middle of each of these upper petals. Of course, it's just a suggestion, and I didn't draw this before, so I'm just following my hunch about how to do it. But you have the privilege to watch it and see if you like it before you decide. That's it. And now I need to draw the stem, and I think I will draw the stem that goes behind. But I'm thinking about something like this, behind letter R. So I'm pretending that it goes below and finishes somewhere behind this fescue shape here. That was the tangle Gilgo, and I assume that I won't add another one, but maybe another leaf shape right here. And we had this leaf shape on the left side, I might do the same one. Takeoff and landing principle of drawing these lines. I take off from one side and then land on the other side or line. And of course, if you want to revisit some of these little details, add maybe some roundings. If you are like me, it's almost like a non-negotiable. I'm thinking about this space right here. I could maybe squeeze in another banzo or something like that. But when I look at this left side over here, I also like the heavy shading below the flowers because it's so busy on this bottom side. Maybe this top side can benefit from some, let's say, negative space, or at least a negative space that's filled with shades. I will leave it like this for now, and I'll start shading. So I'm adding the shades around these orbs on top and on bottom, and I also want to add shades between the two sets of petals. And because I drew these petals in a way that they look like they are hidden behind each other, I will also enhance that and maybe add a little shade below these folds. So it looks like a lot of shading for such a small space, and maybe it is, but I think it will be fine. And for the leaf, what I like to do is add shade on one side of it. And of course, I also want to add shade below or around my letter R. And while I'm having this graphite pencil, I can also add shade on the surrounding area around my tangles. Maybe you remember how we did it last time. If I remember correctly, I think I just added shades next to those lines and then blended them towards the middle. And you can also see that I'm not really trying to now add the graphite really very precisely. No, I think once we blend them, it will become much better. So I'm starting to blend, always doing these small circular movements. And I think that this blending stump is much better, at least now, while it's still not too old. It's newer, but it allows me a little bit more precision than the blunt one that I was using before. And now blend shades around these other tangles. And you know, depending on what kind of paper and pencil you use, blending can be easier or more difficult. I find that on this gray paper, blending doesn't go as smoothly or as easily like on white tiles. Let me check now, because this is pressed paper. The other one, it might be that it's smoother than the one with the rolled paper, because I don't really need precision in these larger areas. I'm just trying to decide if the one that's rolled does the job better. I feel that this is quite dark, but I will leave it like this, at least now, and consider where I will realize that I haven't blended all my shades. So now I will start adding the highlights, and some of the highlights I will add with my jelly roll. This white charcoal pencil is great for bigger areas, like here, where you can also add it over the lines. But then if you want to do the detailed shading without covering the whole thing, it's better to use the jelly roll. And also for these shiniest highlights, just like a few spots or a few lines that you would like to add. Every time I check out this, it seems to me that there was a shade that I forgot to blend. It's a cute flower, right? I like this tangle. That's it for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow with day 21. Bye.